Did you know that Worldwide Quilting Day is on March 21st? We thought we would celebrate by giving some tips and tricks on how to make your quilt process faster and easier. Hi, it's Hannah with Fabric Cafe. Quilting is not all about speed and getting them done quickly. You want to be able to enjoy the process and not rush it. But it would be nice if some aspects of quilting could go a little faster. So today, I've got lots of tips and tricks on how to speed up your quilting by increasing your efficiency. The best part though, is that not only will these tricks make you faster, but they will also make things easier. Let's jump in. Organization is key. First, let's talk about fabric organization when you're starting a project. Always label your fabric when you're cutting them. Now, I know we always talk about this step, but it is so important. If you don't label your pieces, you're gonna have to do a lot of detective work the next time you go to work on your project. And that is valuable time when you could be sewing. If you label your pieces when you cut them, it saves you the headache of having to remeasure and check your pattern to see what it is and where it goes. So here are some good ways to label and organize your pieces. You can use an index card or just scrap of paper to write down what fabric position it is and what part of the quilt it is for. So here's a fabric 2, and I'm using it in my half square triangle assembly right here. If you are working on more than one project at a time, I suggest putting the pattern name on it as well. So here I have Providence. I've started doing this with all of my labeling. Once you have them cut and your label, you can put these labeled pieces in either a Ziploc bag, or you can use a quilter's clip and just clip them together, like so. Something I like to do to make things a little more streamlined in my sewing is I will put the pieces that are gonna be sewn together in the same bag or clipped together. We have our half square triangle 2 squares, and I have some half square triangle 3 squares. So I have my little label. I can just clip them all together like this. And this makes a nice pack. So I can just go to my sewing room, grab it, or grab my bag. And it works really well because you have this kind of like bite-sized chunk. Clips won't work quite as well when you have really large stacks. So if I had a bunch more half square triangle squares I needed, a bag might be the best option. Or you could just build multiple mini sets of your half square triangles, batch them into 10, 20 or so that you feel comfortable doing all at once, and then it's even easier. You just grab that one pack. This will speed up your sewing because you have a neat little pack of fabric that you can just grab and go. Another helpful way to increase your speed and efficiency is to keep your sewing space organized. This can be a very difficult one to keep up with. I know I can get pretty messy when I'm working on a project, but after every sewing session, I will make sure all of my trimmings are thrown away, my tools are put up, and the pieces I'm working with are put back in their bag or with their clip. If I don't have a block finished, I'll put my pieces back where they came from. Say I have some finished half square triangles for the project, but I don't have them all done. I'm just gonna put these in my bag or with my clip with the pieces of the original thing. This keeps them all together and clean and tidy. Sometimes you might need to make a new bag or get a new clip if you finish a step. And you can always reuse old bags and labels from finished old steps. I just would take my labels and then I would just mark out the old label, change it to what I'm currently working on. So now these are my unit A's. That way, I can reuse my paper. Now I know this is for this. I always keep a bag of scraps for each project I'm working on as well. That way, if I have any miscuts or errors during the process, I can just go grab one of these and fix my problem. When I'm finished with my project, it's all done, then I will put these scraps in my fabric stash so they aren't cluttering up my workspace, leaving me room for my next project. If you have trouble motivating yourself to tidy up your sewing room, and I mean, come on, how many of us have not had that trouble? Then try setting a timer for 15 minutes after each finished project. Just see what you can get done in 15 minutes. It may be that you get on a roll and you want to keep going. Sometimes we need to trick our brains a little to do the tasks that we don't care for. While it can be annoying to clean up, keeping your space organized will help you be more efficient. You won't be searching for your tools or having to move things out of the way constantly. You'll be able to get in and get straight to work. If you would like ideas on how to organize your fabrics and sewing space, we've got a lot of great videos on how to organize. So be sure to check those out if you're feeling a little stuck. Make sure to check your pattern frequently. This one might seem like a no-brainer, but I can't tell you how many times I have been too overconfident about how a block is supposed to go together and then didn't realize until after I had sewn many pieces together that I had something going the wrong direction. Then this leads to seam ripping, which is disheartening and time-consuming. So check your pattern frequently. I like to lay out all of my units and blocks before I sew them so that I can double check that everything is going the right direction, checking the pattern as I do it. This will save me time and heartache later. Let's talk about how to speed up the cutting process. If you keep your fabric strips folded over like this from when you made your with the fabric cut, you can get 2 pieces from 1 cut. So see, I made 1 long cut like this from my yard, and then I keep it folded so you can see there's 2 layers. I'm gonna use a square ruler because this also lets you square up your blocks as you're cutting them, which means you can skip that step later because you already did it, which is my favorite form of multitasking. And when I just lay it on here, I'm gonna do a little bit past that selvage so I can square it up after, since this is my first cut. Then I'm gonna turn it so that I can line it up and see it's perfectly square because we used our ruler, and we'll trim that selvage end off, just like that. And then that means we got 2 for the price of 1. Now that we squared this off, it gets even easier as you go because we don't have to do it again on that one. We can just go. So it's great. I also suggest that you change your rotary blade every 1 to 2 projects. This is just a good quality of life practice. It makes your cutting faster and easier because you're not having to fight against a dull blade, and you don't have to go back and trim places that the rotary blade missed, which does take a little bit of extra time. Now, if you don't have a dedicated sewing space and you're having to take out all of your sewing tools to work on projects, then you might consider doing some batch cutting for your quilts. If you have a couple quilts you're wanting to make, cut all of your pieces and organize them for both quilts in 1 session. In your next session, you can just get the tools that you need for your next step, like maybe that's marking half square triangles or sewing some strip assemblies. This also might be a good way to do it if you are not a big fan of cutting out your fabrics. You can get a bunch done and out of the way in 1 sitting so that you can get to your favorite parts. One of the best ways to speed up your sewing and make it more efficient is chain piecing. This has been a lifesaver for me. Chain piecing means you don't have to break your thread between each piece. You wait until you're done sewing multiple pieces together. You just feed 1 piece after another. That means you sew more at once and you don't have as many thread scraps. It makes sewing half square triangle squares together way easier. When you are chain piecing your half square triangle squares, you're gonna sew all of 1 side first, then take the long string of half square triangles out of the machine, but do not cut your threads yet. Just flip the banner of half square triangles around and sew the other side. That second side is gonna go even faster because they are still connected and they stay in line easier. After you sew your second side on, then you'll snip them apart before trimming and pressing. So you're gonna end up with something like this. Little banner of half square triangles, all sewn together. Now, a couple ways to trim them apart. Now, you could use scissors, but I think it's faster to use either your machine thread cutter to cut them apart, just on the side, or you could use this handy dandy tool. This is the Blade Saver Thread Cutter. This uses old rotary blades in the center, and you can just snip your threads against it. So we have our banner of half square triangles with our little threads in between. And you just come here, whoop, and I put it in this little gap and it snipped them apart. And you can do it really fast. It's just real easy. See, that one got both of them at the same time. And then you're done. This tool is a great way to repurpose those old rotary blades. And if you chain piece a lot, they are very helpful. We do have this tool available in our Notions tab on fabriccafe.com. Now, sometimes when you're making blocks, you're sewing long strips of fabric onto the side of blocks. I recommend sewing as many blocks as you can onto that one strip, just leaving a little bit of space between them so that you'll be able to trim and square them after. When I reach the end of one strip, I would just grab another one and keep on going until I had one side sewn onto all of my blocks. Before I cut them apart, I would press the whole strip. I press my seams open, so this makes this step really fast. I'm not having to open up the seams on each block. I just have to start on one end of that strip and sail on through. I don't see why you couldn't do this if you choose to press your seams to one side though. You still have them all stable and in one spot, which should make your pressing easier. Pressing it while they are still on the strip speeds up the process of cutting them apart as well. Since they're already pressed, you can square them up while you're cutting them apart. This saves you an extra step of cutting them apart and squaring them. Every little bit helps. I like to chain piece when I'm building units and blocks too. I will lay out all of my units and squares that I'm working with in the formation that they need to be, double checking my pattern to make sure everything is turned the right way. I like to make stacks of these pieces so that I can work with multiple blocks at the same time. Then I will take one chunk at a time and sew all of those. You could stop and press at this time if you wanted to and then move on to the next part of your block, but I like to sew all of the smaller pieces first without taking them out of the machine and then pressing them all at once. Because anytime you can press a lot of pieces at once, this will speed up your process. It keeps you from having to get up and down all the time, moving from machine to iron and back. Now, I do have an odd quirk when I'm chain piecing though. If I'm pulling pins out when I'm chain piecing, I will often just pull them out and brush them over to the side of my machine so I can do it really fast. Then after I'm done with all my sewing, I put them all away into the pincushion. This is something that I just started doing organically because it felt natural and a little bit faster. Sewing borders onto a quilt can be a little tedious because you have to keep getting up from the machine to press and trim before sewing the next side. A way to cut down on that time a little is to sew your strip onto one side of the quilt and then just trim it a little bit past the edge of your quilt with scissors. Then you just flip your quilt around and sew the other side on before you get up to press and get an exact trim. I like to trim the second side with scissors before pressing as well because it keeps me from having all that extra border fabric in my way while I'm pressing. After it is pressed and trimmed, repeat the same method sewing your top and bottom borders on. I do this with all of my borders. And it may seem like a really small thing, but cutting down on the time it takes you to get up from the sewing machine to go press and trim really does help in the long run. Another way to really speed up your sewing is to streamline your sewing room. Now, I know that not everyone is going to have a dedicated sewing room or space. I am very fortunate to have my own sewing room, but the way I have it set up has really sped up my sewing process, so I want to share it with you because even if you don't have a dedicated space, it might be something you can implement with whatever you're working with. I have my space set up in a U. I have my cutting on one side, my sewing machine in the middle, and my pressing on the other side. This allows me to move very quickly between each station, which cuts down on travel time, meaning I move between each quilting step quickly. I also use a rolling chair, which helps a lot. I'm able to just swivel between each station. I can chain piece a bunch of half square triangles together, cut the threads between them. I swivel to my cutting mat to trim them apart. I swivel to my ironing mat to press them. You get the gist. If this is something you can't do, just try to keep all of your stations near each other if possible, so that you're able to move between them quickly. Folding tables are a great resource to extend your sewing area if you're working from your kitchen table. I definitely use some folding tables to help utilize my space better before I had my sewing room, and they came in handy. These are some things that I have learned to make my quilting easier and faster, which has ultimately made quilting more enjoyable. But I am always learning. If you have any tips that you do, I would love to hear them. Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. We are so grateful for you being here. And if you would like more tips and tricks, then be sure to watch our Sew Along with Fran, where she makes a fast and easy one-day quilt. Happy quilting!